Hey guys, so this is our very last video of the week. Earth Week sadly is over at the end of today, but thank you guys for celebrating with us. For our last video, we have one principle left and then a concept called the authority of the resource. So we'll be doing LNT principle number 7, which is respect others, say peace out, wave at them, and that'll be with Ariane. And then we're going to talk about the authority of the resource after that with me. So yeah, here we go.
Enjoy. Hi everyone! So today we're going to be talking to you about the last LNT principle, which is number 7, or be considerate of others. So there's a golden rule that we should all know, which is treat others the way that you'd like to be treated. And this applies to the outdoors as well. So you're trying to respect others, protecting their quality of their experience as well as your own. So be courteous, yield to others that are on the trail, or be just aware of the people around you, and they should be aware of you too. When you are hiking, know that there's a general assumption that if you are hiking on a narrow trail, that if you're going uphill, you have the right of way. So anyone who is going downhill should move aside and allow you to go up. And the thought is that you have momentum to continue going uphill, and that they should move aside and let you have that momentum. Also, if you are biking, you should yield to pedestrians. So if there is a hiker and you are mountain biking, you should yield to them. So you do have to have control of your bicycle. I know that is hard, especially if you are mountain biking. And that happens on the bike trail as well. So if there is pedestrians, you should watch out for those if you are biking. If you are taking breaks, if you're hiking and if you're taking breaks, try to take breaks away from the trail. That way others can continue hiking without having to go around you if you are on the trail. But remember to take breaks on durable surfaces and not try to disturb the vegetation that's there. Keep noise down, and because a lot of people go outside to enjoy the sounds of nature or to just enjoy the peacefulness of not hearing a lot of noise and hustle and bustle. So, and that includes talking and music. There's a lot of people that think that having music on the backpacks, like an external like speaker, is okay. It's really not, because if you can hear it, that means other people can hear it as well. Earbuds are fine if you are the only one that is listening to them. If they are so loud that the person behind you can hear them, then you're disturbing others. So really be mindful of how loud your music is. And talking. So if you're talking to someone, that is totally fine, but if you are screaming for the whole trip, then you're going to be disturbing others that you are going to be passing. So just think of that when you are hiking and being anywhere in public. Also, manage your pet if you bring one. If possible, you can always leave them at home, but I know that animals love to go outside too. So if you do bring a pet, please manage it. Don't let them go wild. Some people might love your dog and their company, and some people might not. Maybe people are allergic, or maybe they're even scared. So really be cautious of that. I know a lot of people are like, well, my dog's okay off leash. Yeah, but it's not really just for them. It's also for others who might not want that presence of that dog. Bright colored clothing and equipment, such as tents, can be seen for long distances, are discouraged. And that is, the reason for it is to have less visual impact. So you want to find colors for clothing and like equipment that are more neutral colors. And that way you're not always like pointing out and seeing, oh, like there's someone camping over there, or oh, someone's hanging up a bright blue hammock. Trying to be more neutral, and that way people can still enjoy the outdoors without thinking, oh man, there's people around me. One of the most important components of outdoor ethics is to maintain courtesy toward others. It helps everyone enjoy the outdoor experience. Many people come to the outdoors to listen to nature. So excessive noise, uncontrollable pets, damage surroundings, take away from all the natural appeal. So be aware of your surroundings and be considerate to others.
Okay, so now that we've learned about all 7 LNT principles, hopefully you guys understand them well. If you didn't catch our other Earth Week videos, check out the ones previous. But now that we know all 7 principles of LNT, the next thing that I'm going to talk to you about, next and last thing I'll talk to you guys about, because today is the last day, is this concept called the authority of the resource. And so this is kind of, I would say, like the crowning jewel of LNT. Leave no trace is a system, is a concept that's based on education, and it only works if we are teaching each other how to leave less of a trace. And so the authority of the resource is a tool that you guys can use and implement to confront people or influence people that you observe leaving a trace or leaving a negative impact on either the natural environment or leaving a negative impact on the experience of others trying to enjoy the same space, the same natural space that you are. So, first of all, authority of the resource, it kind of just sounds like buzzwords strung together, but authority, defined by Merriam-Webster, means the power to influence or command thought, opinion, or behavior. And so the framework of this concept is that the resource that you're trying to protect is the thing that has the authority. And so that's how you should approach situations of education about leave no trace. And that basically is a really complicated way of saying that instead of saying, hey, stop, you shouldn't do that, you can use like a less confrontational way of saying, hey, like, actually when you do that thing, like it really, really impacts the environment around you. So it takes the blame off the person who is maybe like less educated about leave no trace or less educated about sustainability, and giving the authority to the resource that they're damaging, and giving them a more holistic understanding of how their actions impact the area that they're in, and the world as a whole and the people around them, as opposed to putting the blame like solely on them. Nobody likes to be confronted, and so you have to be, when you're trying to tell somebody that, especially a stranger, somebody that you don't know, that they should stop doing whatever it is they're doing, it's really hard to diffuse tension in that situation. It's really hard to come across to not come across as combative or like a know-it-all. And so the authority of the resource will help guide you in educating other people, whether it be friends or people that you kind of see on the trail. And so leave no trace has 5 steps that you can take when implementing the authority of the resource. The first one is to give the person the benefit of the doubt. So the 2 situations that, I kind of think of off the bat are like, what do you do if you see somebody carving their initials into a tree? Or what do you see if you see somebody who's on a hike and they throw their apple core out into the wilderness? I think that happens a lot. People, taking their food waste and throwing it out into the wilderness thinking like, oh, like an animal will just eat it. And so the first thing is give the person the benefit of the doubt. Just because you see somebody standing next to a tree that has initials carved into it doesn't mean that they did it. So, try and ask. Don't assume that anybody is committing any malactions against the environment, and rather like wait and see and observe. And if you don't think that anything is being done, then don't say anything in the first place. Number 2 is to build a rapport with that person. So as opposed to coming out guns a-blazing and being like, hey, stop what you're doing, you can kind of approach and say like, well, hey, like I like your pack, or like, oh my gosh, I think I have the same shoes. Establish kind of like a friendly relationship. Don't come out immediately with whatever you plan on confronting them with. Try and establish a rapport, set up a conversation first. The third thing is to stand side by side, as opposed to, confronting them literally head on. You can stand next to them and kind of like, if it is something like an initial in a tree, you can like stand next to them and like have the issue out in front of you, but stand side by side so that you're like physically on the same level as they are. And then step 4 is just to educate. So as opposed to using really strong negative words like don't or you shouldn't, use this as an opportunity to talk about the environment around you, use it as an opportunity to talk about the ecosystem that you're in, and use the authority of the resources around you to educate that person on how to properly engage with the natural world in a way that's sustainable and safe. And then number 5 is you can give an alternative. I think a great alternative for,
not carving your initials into a tree, or like taking a souvenir home with you is to take a picture. And so you could say like, hey, instead of carving, you and your girlfriend's name into that tree, maybe I could just take your picture in front of this waterfall or something like that. And so you can offer to participate in the alternative, or you can give an alternative. So those are the 5 steps that Leave No Trace organization kind of outlines. If you want to take a look at their website, I mean, it's full of resources. But the authority of the resource is just a way for you to take your knowledge of the 7 principles of LNT and keep it going. The more people that learn about these things, the more people that think about natural spaces being guided by those LNT principles, the better we can protect our environment for future generations and for people using it now. So that's it. Happy Earth Week.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining us this week for our LNT adventure.
For Earth Week. It's been a joy to have you guys along for the ride. We hope that you guys learned a lot throughout this video series. And if you want to learn more, we keep on referencing the LNT website. So you can check out LNT stuff, see what they got going on. It's really, really good. If you're curious about our programming, you can Google search the Tribe Adventure Program or check us out through Campus Recreation on the William & Mary website. But yeah, we hope that you guys enjoyed your Earth Week and that you live sustainably and well.
And if you ever wanted to apply these principles, you can obviously do that in your daily life, but also you can join us on one of our TAP trips, and they would even talk to you more about the LNT principles. So thanks for joining.
Happy Earth Week!
Bye!